for some of our beautiful for our team over at our Juice Plus team over in Collierville in Memphis, Tennessee. There's been a shooting at a supermarket close to them this morning. And at this point in time, we believe everybody is safe, but we're just praying for everybody, all families impacted by that. There have been 13 people injured and one has deceased that we are aware of. So we're just holding in prayer all of those people that may be affected through either family members or friends or whatever. So as we just kind of, go into calming our mind and just sending out intention, that we send out intention to all of those people over there and anyone else that might need that intention of love this morning. So again, let's just settle our hearts and settle our minds, and let's just do some deep breath in. So just again, nice deep breaths in for the count of 4. And out. And this time, as we breathe in, let's just breathe in love. Let's breathe out any fear. Let's breathe in understanding. And breathe out any anger we might be holding on to at the moment. Let's breathe in joy. And let's just breathe out any doubt. Let's breathe in faith. And breathe out fear. And this time as we breathe in love, get ready to breathe out love to the rest of the world. Again, as I remind you each time, just come back to that space, even if it's just a few times a day. It takes a couple of minutes to be able to do that. And so I'm going to really encourage you just to do that, even if it's only once a day. But if you can do it a couple of times throughout the day, I think it settles everything. We talked about it before. It settles down the nervous system. It just settles. It brings you back to center. And it can also take you out of that space. I have really kind of implemented this in when I find myself getting anxious or any kind of, just anything kind of bubbling up inside me. I'm just taking those moments just to do 4 deep breaths. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do 4 deep breaths in and out just to be able to kind of calm everything down. So as we talk today, I'm just asking you to hold whatever your intention is close to you. Okay, whatever it is that's going on for you, just know that we get to be able to change and shift things. You might kind of say, well, we haven't got control over everything, but we actually get to be able to control and shift and change how we show up for things, how we actually allow things to interact. So like with the world at the moment, we can see and observe what's going on. Okay, we can have our thoughts and feelings around that, but allow ourselves to come from a place of power in how it is that we show up, the choices that we make, the conversations that we have, how we speak over things. Okay, because the more anxious and fear that we hold on to, the more that can actually cause dis-ease within our bodies. Okay, and we know that stress and all of that can actually, exasperate anything else that's kind of going on. So let's move into what are we looking at from the prayer for the dreamer and the doer. And so today is about stewardship. It is not my own, it is yours. Stuff will fade, but you will be with me forever. Stewardship is about really, I suppose for me, it's actually making sure that we are being good stewards of what we've been gifted. I look at everything that has kind of come into my life as flowing through me, that it's not about holding on to stuff. It's about knowing that I'm a steward Okay, I'm a steward. Now, a lot of times people have the conversation that, oh, you know what, if you're a Christian or you have certain beliefs or whatever like that, doesn't mean that, you should be wealthy or whatever, which is, as far as I'm concerned, is rubbish, because, what I know to be true is that God actually wants us to be abundant. Because when we are abundant, we can actually give from that abundance. We can give from that place of abundance. But it just means that we need to be good stewards. It means that we need to be good financial controllers of what it is that does come in. And so I think it's really important that every person should actually make sure that they're practicing and learning about the wealth principles. I know for us, actually, one of the beautiful groups of people that myself and Mick have done some study with, and as most of our kids have as well, are Mitch and Mills from MJB. And it's not a plug for them, but it's just that I know that the system that they teach works. And so from that place, you get to be able to tithe, you get to be able to give from your time, treasure, and talents. You get to be able to make sure that you are set up financially so that when challenges come, as they will, you know that you've got that there, okay, that there has been a provision. God has given you a provision to actually be able to be okay. And that starts with you being a good steward. So let's have a little look at what we say is said from the book today. Thank you for the abundance you have placed in my hands. May I always view everything in my life as a gift from you that is simply to be managed for your kingdom. It's not my own, it's yours. My prayer is that I will operate as a faithful steward with open hands, ready to receive and ready to give. So again, are you with open hands ready to receive? Are you stepping in, using the beautiful and amazing skills and talents that you've been blessed with, ready to receive abundance because of that? Where my money is, my heart is too. I remember somebody saying one time, I was in a training, and they were actually saying, if you really want to know what's important to you, look at your bank account. Where is your money going? It was really interesting. It was really quite confronting at the time, actually, looking at where it was my money going. Okay. And especially the discretionary income. Where was that going? Was I tithing? Was I also paying it forward? And that, because money is energy, comes in, goes out. And we get, the more that we get, I think the more that we are supposed to also pay forward. So it was quite interesting. My bank accounts and budgets reflect my heart, and I want my heart to be pleasing. Okay. Break the chains of desire for stuff and give me a heart of contentment. Now, again, sometimes people might think, oh, well, you can't have. For those who know me, I love new technology. I love the latest phone or the latest gadget or whatever. I love that. I'm not into stuff, but there are certain things that I actually really do enjoy to be able to have. And so that I look as okay. It's when I actually make them the only thing that's important that becomes a problem. So look at our blessings and how can we continue to pay forward. Okay. Forgive me for the times when I have neglected my financial responsibilities. Convict me to change my habits and to do the hard work it requires to be a good steward. Holy Spirit, whisper this truth to me as I need to hear it. Heaven and earth will pass away, my words will not. Stuff will fade, but you are forever. I want to come back to convict me to change my habits and do the hard work it requires to be a good steward. Forgive me if I have neglected my financial responsibilities. So many of us, and I'll put my hand up as well, before I really did the work, so many of us actually neglect our financial responsibilities. We go to work, we do our job, the bills come in, we pay the bills but we've not actually taken control of our finances. And no matter how little or how much that's coming in, there is a place to be able to tithe. There is a place to be able to save. There is a place to be able to have that little bit. There is a place to be for investments. There is a place for being responsible with paying your bills. There is a place for all of that to be able to take control of all of that. And so often we just kind of go, I'm not going to be able to do that. We can always do it. We just need to learn the strategies to do it. So it's so important that for us to live an inspired life on purpose, that we actually take control of our finances. The other thing that I learned to be true is when we take control of our finances, all emotion around it dissipates. When we're really clear about what it is that we're doing with our finances, all emotion around it dissipates. And that's actually so important. It's really, really important. Help me to maintain a proper view of money. It's a tool that is used for your kingdom and my provision. Give me the wisdom and self-discipline to always use my money for the good, that I will spend in wisdom and not on impulse. I've still got to get that one down pat, I have to say. For the most part, I'm good, but every now and again, oh yes, I have to say I have. How many of you, come on, be honest, how many of you have bought on impulse and regretted it later? Yep, I have. Okay, so that is definitely something that I look at. Help me to give generously in order to expand your purposes on earth. Okay, so let's have a little look at what are the thought, the little thought questions on here. Do you have a monthly budget that you follow? If not, take some time to create one. Have you done any learning around good financial control? Things like Mastermind and Money, things like The Barefoot Investor. There are so many books, there are so many courses and strategies around it. It's so important to do it. Don't just leave it to chance. It's really, really important. And I believe it's even more important in the world that we are currently living in. Like I said before, there are some things that might be out of our control, but there are definitely things that are within our control. Are you using this time to become, to learn, to become even better of how you will actually get to be able to show up on the other side of this? Are there areas in your financial stewardship that you struggle with? Okay, ask yourself some questions. When it comes to finances, in what ways can you honor God, universe, inner knowing? What is it? How can you pay it forward? What is it that you're doing there? And I'd set myself a little challenge about when I was reading this originally about what have we got? So I take some time to honor the blessings from God and to stop impulse buying and to make me feel good. That makes me to feel good, but instead be a good steward and lean into God and be really thinking. Let's have a look here. What else did I say? A 30-day period of no online shopping other than food or whatever like that. And to be aware of what it is that I am purchasing. So again, what is the little challenge that you could actually do for yourself in all of that? I don't know. Might be interesting. Okay, let's take a little twist here. And I want to just kind of speak into just some business strategies for those of you who are out there who are building business or who, again, want to be able to grow. So if I look at this one here, I'm talking about now leaning into what are some of the things that you can do on a daily basis to continue to grow as that business person, that entrepreneur, that person who actually really contributes to their job, etc. The first one is to dial in your mindset. Make sure that you are exposing yourself to the learnings that actually will continue to help your mindset, improve your mindset, and to grow. And I would say that even due to the season we're walking through at the moment, I think that's even more important. I'm making sure that I'm listening to books and podcasts, reading, and that all things that are actually going to expand my mind, help me to take even more control of what it is that I am doing in my life. Second one is to improve your work every day. How can you show up even better every single day, whether that's in your own business or whether it's in the job that you're showing up? How can you improve? 1% improvement every single day by the end of the year is amazing strides. It's 1% in anything every day, but if you're to improve your work each day, how can you serve your customers better? How can you work with your team better? How can you, learn some new skill that's actually going to help you to improve your work every day? The third thing is to deepen your relationships. Now, when we talk about this and what I'm talking about here, I'm talking about those work relationships, those customer relationships, those team relationships. How can you deepen those relationships so that people actually know that you care? We've all heard the beautiful quote that, people don't, care what you know. They only care about how you've made them feel, or something along those lines. I probably stuffed that up, but you get what I mean. So, those relationships, how can you deepen those relationships? What can you do for a team member or a work colleague or a customer today that will brighten their life today? Okay. Work on your character is number 4. again, we talked before about how character is really about, it's like building a muscle. What are the character traits that you need to embody, that you need to embrace to be able to move yourself forward towards your goal? Is that a character of, of courage, of being authentic, of commitment, of consistency? What are the character traits that you need to continue to be working on? Okay. Remember, people follow the character within people. That's what they do. A personality and all the rest kind of can draw you in, but it's character that will make you stay. Okay. Number 5, build a better lifestyle. Okay. And again, that comes back down to, if you are showing up the best that you possibly can in your business, you will start to create abundance, which will help you to start to create lifestyle, which also is about then being able to give. And just a couple of notes around that. Consistency is the mother of mastery. Okay. Whatever it is that you are doing, making sure that you're doing consistently. If it's working out, if it's in your business, for example, if you're to do reach outs or customer care or whatever it might be, consistently, just doing it once in a blue moon is not going to get you the results that you need. Consistency, okay, doing something every single day will help you to become a master of that trait. Small daily improvements, when done consistently over time, lead to stunning results. So a couple of little things that, some little topics to kind of journal on or to think about from today. What are little things that you do with consistency that you're proud of? So look at your life right now. What is it that you do consistently that you are proud of? Okay. Allow yourself to kind of look into your life and go, because there will be straight away, some people might say, oh, there's nothing. There's something. You might consistently brush your teeth. You might be proud of that. Okay. You might consistently make sure that you put a meal on the table every evening. You might be really good at that. You might consistently show up to do exercise. You might consistently do your reach outs, your invitations, and your follow-ups. What is it right now that you do consistently that you're super proud of? Take some time to journal that and congratulate and just really recognize yourself. And then what small changes can you make daily to improve one area of your life? So let's take business on this one. What is one thing that you could do consistently? What's a small change that you could do, okay, on a daily basis that would move you further in your business journey right now, that would move you closer to your goals? Because remember, small daily improvements, when done consistently over time, lead to amazing results. All right, beautiful people, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you on the other side. God bless for now.